Shakti Seer 2.
Chapter 3. Padmasambhava then went to the Vajra seat in India. The Vajra seat is the place in Bodh Gaya, India, where the Buddha achieved his enlightenment. There's lots of monuments there and statues and people, Buddhist monks gathered and whatnot. So he went to the Vajra seat in India. Sometimes he transformed himself into many hundreds of monks, making offerings to the shrine, and sometimes into many hundreds of yogis, performing various practices. The people, therefore, asked him who his master was, whereto he replied, "I have no father and I have no mother. I have no teacher, nor do I have a master. I have no caste and I have no name. I am a self-appeared Buddha." Everyone became doubtful and said, "Someone who displays miracles without having a teacher must be a demon." Master Padma reflected, "Although I am a self-appeared Nirmanakaya, to show future generations the necessity of a master, I must act as if seeking all the outer and inner teachings of secret mantra from the learned and accomplished masters of India." Thinking this, he went towards the dwelling of Master Prabhahasti. On the road, he met two monks, Shakya Maitri and Shakya Mitra, who were on their way to receive teachings from Master Prabhahasti. After paying homage, he requested teachings from them. The two monks thought, "The Rakshasa demon has come back," and they became frightened. Padmasambhava said, "I am not doing any more evil actions. Please accept me." They answered, "If that is so, first give us your weapons." Then he handed over the bow and iron arrows. The monks said, "The time has not come for us to teach you. Go to the red rock Garuda, where our master Prabhahasti lives." He arrived before Prabhahasti, from whom he received ordination and was named Shakya Senge, which I believe means Lion of the Shakyas, which was the title given to the original Buddha. The master taught him the three great sections of Yoga Tantra: Sunda Jnanaya, Yogacharyava, Sunda Jnanaya, Yogacharyava, and the Tattva Samgraha. Although he understood these scriptures the moment they were taught, he studied them 18 times in the pretense of purifying obscurations. At the same time, even without having practice, he had visions of the 37 deities of Yoga Tantra, the 37 divinities of Yoga Tantra. Shakya Senge reflected, "I will practice the teaching of Mahayoga and accomplish both the Vidyadhara level of longevity and the supreme Vidyadhara level of Mahamudra." Thinking this, he went to the great master Manjushri Mitra, who was living at Mount Malaya. He requested the teaching, but the master said, "The time is not right yet for me to teach you. You must go into the charnel ground named Sandal Grove, where the nun Kungamo lives. She is a wisdom Dakini, endowed with great blessings, and skilled in conferring the outer, inner, and secret empowerments. Go there and request the empowerments." Thus he was instructed. Shakya Senge then went to the charnel ground Sandal Grove, where he met the maid, young damsel, who was fetching water. He presented the letter requesting the bestowal of the outer, inner, and secret empowerments. Having gotten no response, he said, "Have you forgotten my message?" Still, she did not utter a word. So Master Padma applied his power of concentration, nailing down her buckets and crossbar. Being unable to lift the buckets, she drew a white crystal knife from her waist and said, "You have quite some power, but I can do something more amazing." Exclaiming these words, she cut open her chest, revealing the 42 peaceful deities in her upper part and the 58 harukas of wrathful deities in her lower torso, thus vividly displaying the 100 peaceful and wrathful divinities. She must be the nun, he thought, and began to pay her homage and circumambulate her. Yet she said, "I am just a maidservant. Go inside." He went inside and met the nun Kungamo, who was seated on a throne, flanked by dakas. She wore bone ornaments and held a skull cup and a wooden drum in her hands. Surrounded by 33 maidens, she was performing a feast offering. After having offered a mandala, prostrating and circumambulating Kungamo, he requested the outer, inner, and secret empowerments. She then turned Shakya Senge into the syllable Hum, and, swallowing him, she conferred the empowerments within the mandala of her body. Emitting the Hum through the secret lotus, she purified the obscurations of his body, speech, and mind. Empowering him externally as Buddha Amitabha, Kungamo gave the blessing to attain the Vidyadhara level of longevity. Empowering him internally as the noble of Avalokiteshvara, she gave the blessing to attain the Vidyadhara level of Mahamudra. Empowering him secretly as glorious Hayagriva, she blessed him to magnetize all the Mamodakinis, worldly devas, and haughty demon spirits. Finally, she also gave him the secret name of Loden Chokse. Loden Chokse went back before Manjushri Mitra, with whom he studied all the inner and outer teachings of Manjushri. Following this, he had a vision of Manjushri. Then he journeyed to the master Humkara and studied all the teachings of Vishuddha. From the great master Prabhahasti, Logden Chokse received all the teachings of Vajra Kilaya and had a vision of the Kilaya deities. Afterwards, he proceeded to the great master Nagarjuna, where he learned all the causal philosophical teachings and the teachings on lotus speech. Having gone before the great master Buddha Guya, he studied all the teachings on the magical display of the peaceful and wrathful ones. Later, he traveled to the great master Mahavajra and received all the teachings on nectar quality. Having gone before the great master Dana Sanskrita, he learned all the teachings on the universal mother deities. Next, he went before the great master Romba Guha Devachandra, with whom he studied all the teachings on mundane worship. Having gone before the great master Shantigarbha, he received all the teachings on the maledictory fierce mantra and the fierce and subjugating mantras of the guardians of the Dharma. Later, he journeyed to the great master Sri Singha, with whom he studied all the teachings on the sacred great perfection, Dzogchen. He gained immediate comprehension of these teachings, and without having to practice, he had visions of all the deities. He was now famed under the name Loden Chokse. This was the third chapter in the immaculate life story of the Lotus Born Master, on how he followed his guru's received teachings and showed the manner of mind training.